Alright, and it is off to Hafter's Woods to go get our infusion primers. I say Hafter Woods, I might as well just call this bear country. There's no shortage of bears here, definitely.
Still on about my Lady Josie and her tricky tongue. And I've been thinking again. Shut up. Here's how I'll do it too. I find a knob right, and I suggest him.
I worry where this might be going.
Wait, not done yet. He thinks he's being seduced. But when it's time for slap and tickle, I jump up and say, I like your wife better.
And the goal would be?
He thinks he's in charge, but he isn't. I am.
I don't know what to say.
Then I'll punch him to make sure he gets it.
Oh, Sarah. I do love you.
Alright, so apparently these two actually get along. They like each other. You'll find some of your teammates, when you put them together, they're not real keen on each other. Like, Sarah hates Vivian, and vice versa. Of course, Vivian hates everybody that's not her, because no one else could possibly know what they're thinking or talking about as well as she does. But at least she does her job. Okay, now I'm taking this left path here, and it's a pretty good little, what would you say, a little mercenary setup here, kind of a roadblock. Now, off to the right here is somewhat of a mountain area. Now, on the back side of Red Cliff Farms is another path on the right side of this mountain, and it's not quite so heavily guarded, if I remember right, but there's a spot where you're going to get at least 3 great bears spawned on top of you all at the same time, as well as usually a couple assassins that'll pop up out of nowhere, and you might even have a 4th bear and maybe some archers jump in on it. It just depends, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's really absolutely ridiculous. 1 great bear at a time is bad enough. 2 is doable. 3, I don't know. But then when you have a few assassins jumping in and out that aren't concerned with the bears at all, no matter whether the bears are killing them with their little AoE things that they do or not, they're going to be concerned with you. And so, yeah, it gets real brutal. Hey, and I finally get a ring that I can use. Sweet. So anyway, I take this left side. Now we can sneak around the back side here and go over to the right and try to pull the bears 1 or 2 at a time and weed out some of the mercenaries, the assassins and the archers and stuff. Coming from this side, it's not so bad. But it seems like there's like this invisible line that once you cross it on the right side over there, from the back side of the farms, it seems like it automatically just triggers these bears, and they'll appear out of thin air on you. And it's usually at least 3 at a time. That's been my experience, so I just don't go that way anymore. At least not from that side. If I'm looking for bears, it's a good place to go, but I'd rather definitely come from this side over here. Alright, so we'll find quite a few of these Crystal Grace scattered around in the woods. That's cool. So if you still haven't gotten them for the healer lady in Red Cliff, this is a good place to go. Alright, there's the first of a bear. Like I say, from going that direction, a little off to the right, basically straight ahead, you can go around the back side of the mountain from over here. It's not near as bad. Still bad, but not as bad. And before we go any farther in here, let me go up and get this last Astrarium. Now, once we solve this one, it should unlock that cave in the Rebel Mage stronghold, which we've already cleared that out. Mages are gone. We shouldn't have any more interference from Templars and Mages here. Might find Venatori roaming around, and these mercenary guys, might find a few of them, but the Rebels and Mages, they're pretty much taken care of. Alright, if I recall correctly, the reward for this is a dagger that Cole could use, assuming I actually used Cole. Something to keep in mind for my next character, who I do plan on playing a rogue. Alright, now there is a landmark that we can discover. Maybe a few random chests and some goodies and stuff. And then might as well go ahead and settle our last camp here. Now, I believe it's the last camp in the hinterlands. Pretty sure. Need to stop and put my ring on when I think about it.
More where that came from.
Right, now these guys, I guess they just have a higher drop rate than other enemies or something, but they tend to drop blue stuff. Rings, rare weapons.
I suppose there's worse places. That's why people stop here, yeah?
Lots of sets of armor. We should get several sets of rare armor. Or at least, like, reinforced sets of armor. Alright, so if we follow this right here, like I say, go off to the right. That would be that that backside entrance, alright? And then go back over here to the left, and there should be, I'm really not sure what you'd call this building. It looks like kind of a big, I don't know what you'd call it. Almost a Roman-type structure. So we should find another landmark thing, which should, I believe it's the last of the landmarks we need to put together. It's like a song. It counts as an actual song, and I wouldn't doubt that it's the only way to get this particular song is to collect all the verses, which are given to us piece by piece from these landmarks. It's the Turda X, Singer X, something or another. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. And also, once we do that, it'll unlock a mission on the war table, and it's actually a really, really good one because it nets you a staff that's quite a bit stronger than any other staff of a comparable level. At least at this point in the game. I'm sure we'll have better stuff later. I'm sure we'll have better stuff that we can make, you know. Usually what you can craft is better than what you find. But this staff's, if I remember right, the damage is in like the hundreds, where every other staff that you find around that level is like 60, 70 maybe, if you're lucky. So, I mean, it's
a Grey Warden
quite a bit stronger.
That sounds interesting.
It's not easy finding people willing to shoulder such a terrible responsibility.
Here I thought you poked around prisons, hunting for murderers, desperate to escape the noose.
That's what you think of wardens.
It's not such a terrible thing. Some of my best friends are murderers.
They are men and women atoning for what they've done by giving of themselves. They fight for people like you, people in silks and velvets, who talk and judge.
Who's judging now?
I know your kind.
No, I'm not seeing Blackwall and Dorian ever getting along either. Apparently. Alright, so here's that landmark. Alright, it says that we unlock something at the war table, so we will go do that. Tirda or Turda Bright Axe. Okay. There you have it. Okay, now we have another little kind of mountain area over here to the right, and on the other side of that should be our camp. And we'll try not to get molested by 15 bears all at the same time. This place can be actually guarded by bears, it seems like. I've shown up there with several great bears. Just kind of lounging, just waiting for me to show up. So they can all pounce at once. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, and while we're at it, we also have that thing that we can find for Blackwall, which is kind of like why I have him with me in the first place. And there's also this gravesite. And these are the flowers we need to deliver for that elf in Redcliffe. I don't know if there's a bonus for reading the little monument here, but I think it kind of proves to him that we actually showed up. You read that and then you can kind of recite it back to him later. I don't know that it's necessary, but whatever.
There must be something here.
I appreciate this, Inquisitor.
There we go. Now, somewhere around here is my camp. Of course, we have 50 billion enemies circling the mountain now. Let's see. Somewhere. We're right next to it. Or I thought we were right next to it. Hello? Okay, well. And I'm blind. Yeah, there we go. This should be the last one.
This might be a decent place for a spot of camping.
These red arrows all around the little mini-map compass down there, so we know they're close by, but we're set. All right, from here, maybe we can go do some bear hunting, and then we'll go get our infusion primers and stuff so we can make the thing we need, so we can get our Reaver skill. I'd like to get that tree up so that the next skill points I get, I can start sinking them into that. Start getting some of those really cool passives that it has to offer, and we'll look at that when we get it. But until then, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, hit that button over my head. If you want to catch the rest of this Inquisition up to this point, click the top box. For a complete list of all my playlists, click the bottom box. And I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.